Oh, that is not a good angle. However, what's up, Jones Bones? It is your girl, Unitedy Random.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
What's up, Jones Bones? It is your girl, and that's You're in China. And today, I figured I'd match some socks and talk to you guys about my life up to this point, okay? So, for those who don't know, I'm currently in China, even though that's what I say when I intro this video, so you should already know. How long have I been in China? I think I came in October 2022. During that time, it was still like quarantining time, so I wasn't able to go directly to the city that I'm in now. I had to start off in Hong Kong, and once I got to Hong Kong, I had to be there for about 2 weeks, go through the quarantine process in Hong Kong. And then right after Hong Kong, I went to Fujo. So I went to a confinement center. I don't know how else to call it, but I went to a confinement center in Fujo. In Fujo, I was on lockdown for, I want to say 4 weeks. And also while I was in Fujo, I think that was around the time where they were like, you don't have to quarantine anymore. But I was already in a quarantine facility, so we were just going to finish that up. You know what I mean? And during my entire time in China, on the way there, I thought many times, I need to get back on this plane and go back home. Mostly because of how different things that had absolutely nothing to do with me ended up affecting me, right? For example, when I was on the plane, about to get off, I went to go grab my bag, and right above the area where I was supposed to be grabbing my bag, there was a kid crying, like sobbing. And the problem was, because he was on the plane, he got really sick. When the plane landed, the sickness came back and he just couldn't contain it, and it ended up throwing up right at the chair where my bag was. Luckily, I was not there, or there would have been more throw up, but it was one of those moments that was like, oh my goodness, this is a sign. I should just go back to America. Like, why did I even do this, right? I think rightfully so. I was afraid. Like, growing up, always get in situations or interactions with people where I think people are not up to my standard. Like, I know that sounds uppity, but people, I think, often don't end up to my standard. Like, for example, I had a situation with a friend where we went traveling together, and on that trip, she like cheated on her partner. I feel like for most people, that's like, yeah, maybe that person isn't up to my standard too. But really, what really got me in this situation is she told me that I couldn't tell anyone, not even my husband at the time, because if I did, I'd break up a family and it'd be all my fault. And one thing about me is I'm not gonna put that type of pressure on someone. I just wouldn't. And I felt like it was like very dastardly for her to put that pressure on me. And then also in the thick of it, we had many fights throughout that trip where I was asking for boundaries, okay? So there were certain things that this friend would do. To name a few, this is gonna be like, oh my goodness, but her and her husband would initiate adult fun time with me in the room. And I was just like, hey, hi. Okay, well, I'm gonna go downstairs. Like, you guys have fun. But I was kind of like, hey, while I say this, I realize that there are many times where people kind of break my boundary. And I did stay. Now, everyone, like I'm one of those people where nowadays I just block people. I just cut people out of my life and I keep it moving, because I'm one of those people that even if I don't necessarily, I'm not on good terms with you, I'm still going to give you the shirt off my back if you need a shirt. Like, I'm still that person. I really do just cut people out of my life. And it works out for me when I cut people out of my life because it's harder for people to, I don't know, in a way, access my kindness. Okay? So a lot of people that I've talked to, like, they told me, oh, blocking people out of your life is a big problem. And I'm like, why is it a problem if I know myself? And people, I think whenever you're talking to people, they're kind of talking about themselves. So, for example, if someone's like, if you do this, it's because of that. That's because they can only foresee the reason for you doing a certain action is because of a reason that they have in their head. But the reality is, I think that people are very complex, okay? Very, very complex. And I'm not above recognizing that people are complex. I know that people are complex. I mean, I'm a very complex individual. But I think often there are people who only think as far as themselves, um, in a conversation. When they're giving you advice, they only think as far as themselves. And that's just the reality. People don't think more outside of themselves often. Um, but it's up to you as a person if you're going to take what they say as Bible. And the reality is, like, we can only give advice for where we are and where we've been. And even then, that doesn't touch on anything of the other person that the other person could potentially use. Because at the end of the day, we are all just people on a rock. I mean, I feel like this might be philosophical BS. Um, but it's my philosophical BS. Um, I think often I find myself in situations with people where they did something and like I don't want to be like, oh, it's always other people's faults. Because I can tell you right now, like, I am not a good friend. I'm not a good friend. I self isolate. I hold back until I feel really comfortable to speak up. And the thing is, I think it would have been easier to just break the mode of which people put me in from the beginning. So I try to authentically be myself from the beginning. And if I have an issue, I try to speak up about it. But usually in all of those cases, the friendship like pretty much ends. I've had very few relationships where I can speak up about a problem and we solve it and then we still interact with each other. For example, I have someone at my old school who I think, oh, my food is here. I have someone from my old school who I think, I don't know if you can hear the man knocking on the door. I'll just be like, just leave it, you know? There's someone in here, I can hear you. But I used to think, I don't know why, this is about to make me go on a tangent. Oh, good Lord. I don't know why the Meituan man don't just leave it. I've had many of Meituan people just leave your order, and I prefer that. Like, you know, everyone's different. Like, ordering Meituan is opening a box of roses. Not even a box of roses. But some of them, they will go ahead, leave your order at the door. They don't even tell you they dropped the order off. You know what I'm saying? That's how some of them work. They drop it off and they keep it moving. Okay. And some of them, they kind of do this thing, right? And this thing is in which they knock, 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 knock. They call you multiple times and continue to knock, knock, knock at your door. Come get your, you know what I'm saying? Come get your things. And I'm just like, okay, like, can we leave it at the door? Like, can you just call me and be like, okay, it's at the door? I think to a certain extent, my name on the app is in English. So sometimes they'll keep knocking because they want to see the person who lives in the house. You know what I'm saying? And even then, I just leave it at the door. I leave it at the door unless I'm at the door. You know what I'm saying? Right now we're in a video, so I've went all the way around the world. I feel like I've talked for 20 minutes. It's just 10. But all to say, I think that I'm a very complex person, and the interactions that I get with people feel very, very complex as well. I often find myself hurting myself trying to interact with people because one one I feel bad because I'm a flaky friend. I am a flaky friend. Like, I get exhausted, I go into my little corner, I can say, oh yeah, let's go out. And usually I'm not the one to invite people out, but I can be invited to something, say yes, and then the day of decide that I really kind of don't want to go. I'm flaky in that way. When I was in America, that wasn't that big of a deal because American people are flaky. And I think even here, there's never really been a case where I've really flaked on someone that was in a bad manner. I didn't give plenty of, I think that I cannot do this. But I mean, that's not beyond me to just wake up and say, hey, I don't think I can do this today. I believe in spoons. And spoons is the concept of like, if you have the spoons for the day, you have the energy to do blah, 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 and this and that. Sometimes I just be lacking spoons. I lack them. I lack them quite a lot. And I don't think that's a big problem for me because I don't have a lot of people in my life. But I'm a blocker. I'm not a blocker because I hate people. I'm a blocker because I don't want to share my energy because I share my energy very, very frequently and easily on my social media. And so I don't want to share things with someone who could be considered an enemy. People always tell me, oh, you block people because it would bother you. You have to let them leave it alone so you can show that it doesn't bother you. And my thing is, I'll lean into it. Yeah, shit bothers me. Shit bothers me. Like, I'm a sensitive little biatch. Things bother me, and that it is what it is. That is me, and I'm not asking people to work within what bothers me. I'm not saying, hey, this bothers me, so you need to do this, unless we're trying to be friends. If we're trying to be friends, you need to know what may bother me. But other than that, I just let people live. Just do you. But if I'm trying to, okay, you're my friend. We're trying to build something together. I have to let you know what bothers me, and I hope that you respect it. Because if I don't let you know, we'll continue this path of being friends. And the reality is just like how I felt with my, how do I say? The best way I can say it is, in my life, there's plenty of people who thought we were close because I am a good person. Like, not gonna lie. It sounds very like, but I am a good person. I know I'm a good person. And there's been plenty of people who thought we were close. And in my mind, we weren't. We weren't close. And every time they would say that we're close, I'd feel very anxious. Like, I can't tell you the truth, you know? And luckily, some people who used to say we were close in the beginning, that I've gotten close to, I can honestly say, yes, we are close now. But, that takes time. And it takes me starting to step out of my own box and finally say if something's bothering me. And it takes a while for me to feel like I can do that. I can safely do that without being told I'm too sensitive. Because at the end of the day, I am sensitive. And I'm a grown adult. And nothing's going to change that I'm sensitive now. I'm just sensitive. Like, things can hurt me. I'm not immune to being hurt. Like, I'm just a girl. And I think I meet people who often try to put like a negative connotation on being sensitive. So I think if you're putting a negative connotation on being sensitive, baby, you're putting a negative connotation on me. Okay? And it's not me overthinking it. Because if you have a problem with the way I process things, you have a problem with me. It's not, oh, just the way you're thinking. I'm not going to change the way I'm thinking. Like, I'm adapting. One thing about me is I do adapt. I do grow. I grow in the way of learning more about myself, recognizing my triggers. I grow in the way of learning myself more so I can better interact with this world. But one thing about me is I'm not just gonna wake up one day and be like, I'm overthinking. Especially when a lot of times when I overthink, I'm right. I'm right. Like, I'm right. Like, the things that I overthought are things that I think people underthink, you know? So yeah, I am emotional. Yeah, I block people. Yeah, but me blocking is not out of hate. Again, me blocking people is 100% not out of hate. Baby girls, I block people to protect myself. Because that's the only one in my life who's going to protect me. Myself. Me, myself, and I. That's what I got. In the end, that's what I found out. So many. But at the very least, at least I sat down and tried to match some socks that don't have matches. This is what happens when you wash your socks and you just throw them into a bag because you don't want to find the match. Well, Jones Bones is at 0% on my phone, no, on my camera, so I'm going to go ahead and end it. See you next time. Bye bye.